Hi, everybody, and welcome to Wednesday morning in the shop. It's about half an hour before opening, and I've had the roughest night's sleep. My toothache came back with a vengeance. It was throbbing, it was very painful. One positive of that, though, was I woke up and I was able to watch Tommy, a little bit at least, of Tommy and Tracy's live stream. And before I actually did manage to get the inflammation down enough so that I could go to sleep. Um, but today I'm in a good mood anyway, despite that, because it's a 10 till 4 day today. Today is our shorter day, and after work, it is time for Beck and I's date night. So we'll be going out for like a little meal, or just going out for a little bit and just hanging out together. It's just called our hangout time, not even date night. I don't know if date night is really the right term for it, more just like hangout time, because it's important to make time for yourself. So. Um, in terms of shipping, there is not. I think there's just one item going out. We had a tragic day in the shop, and by the looks of it on eBay yesterday, just happens sometimes. Listings have been done. Lots of listings have been put up. Listing online. The shop's looking good. Today, however, we might see a change in our fortunes. Hopefully, fingers crossed, because we've actually got sunshine outside. You can't even see the door because it's so sunny, and that was not the case yesterday. So I do only have one item to ship. I'll show you what that is. I paid £5 for this from a charity shop a few months ago, maybe, or maybe a few weeks ago. I can't even tell now. It's a Hercules DJ console RMX, and I was about to cancel the order and mark it as buyer hadn't paid because they hadn't paid. And randomly, a good few days after buying it, they've just paid. So I just hadn't gotten round to doing the case. So I'm really pleased that they have paid. From £5, this sold for £60 plus shipping. So that's going out. I've just had the breakfast of champions, which was a cup of coffee and a slice of toast with a Biscoff spread on it. I'm absolutely loving Biscoff spread at the moment. So just to finish that off, I've packaged up that Hercules DJ unit thing that I showed you earlier, and we have just sold an Olympus lens as well for £35. So I'm going to go and grab that. This actually came to me as part of a job lot from a customer that popped into the shop, and I went to his house and bought some stuff off of him, and this was one of the items. So that lens has now sold for £45. I also want to just say we've got some really good sized cardboard boxes. We actually get all of our boxes from one of our neighbouring shops, which is the pet shop. And as you can see, this lens is being sent in the Chewy Twist with Duck um, box. So that is a perfect size box for something like this, nice and protected. We've got loads of packing peanuts, which we got from a recent wholesale order, so we'll be getting rid of those. I don't really like packing peanuts for obvious reasons. They get everywhere, but they will, at least they're getting recycled. It's been pretty quiet out there. In fact, we've not actually had anyone come in yet. So I'm keeping busy with online stuff, and I've started to deal with stuff that's been hanging around for too long for no particularly good reason. I bought this Sonos ZP100 Zone Player a long time ago now, a good few months back, with a couple of other Sonos devices which I tested and sold pretty quickly. But this one, for whatever reason, I just left it hanging around. Maybe it was just the thought of having to connect speakers, which is really not a big deal. But I've finally gotten around to it, taken it out, plugged it in, and I've hooked up some speakers. And as you can see, I'm currently in the process using the Sonos S1 app of updating it. Hopefully it's going to be working just like all the other units did, and if it is, I should be looking at around £100 for this, even though it's quite an old unit. I believe this is actually Sonos's first home music player. It's really still a good quality bit of kit. It doesn't actually have speakers built into it like the modern units do. You do need to provide your own speakers, but that can be attractive to some people. They want to use their own speakers, and obviously it's got a decent amp in there, so it should do well. I just want to make sure it does all update and I can play music through it before I go through the whole listing process. So this is just a little bit of setup. So once that is done, I will then move on to yet another bit of hi-fi. Bit difficult to see there, but this is the next bit of hi-fi I'll be listing. It's a little micro system, a JVC. The only reason this is quite cool is because It's got a nice top-loading CD drive which opens and closes, I believe, automatically. But more importantly, it's got a mini disc. So any stereo systems with mini discs are worth looking into. So that will be next, assuming this works. And so far, it's looking good. It looks like it's up to date, ready to go. So let's see. Good news in regards to the Sonos system, it's been tested, it works, it sounds fantastic even on these crummy Sony speakers. It sounds absolutely brilliant. All the functions work on it physically, and also it seems to be working with the app absolutely fine. So I'm just going to give that a little wipe down and get that listed for sale on eBay. That should be a nice £100 odd, and I guess it will sell pretty quickly. So here's the other side of electronics. We've got this JVC system that I paid £10 for, and it's just a pain because the CD player does work, but the mechanism is obviously a bit dirty and it needs re-greasing. It needs help to open and close. I mean, it closes okay once you manually open it, but if I press open, you can see it just gets stuck there and I have to manually push it up and it still won't go all the way up, and then you kind of have to deal with that yourself and push it up yourself and then change the CD. But it does work, the CD works at least. However, the real money maker here is the mini disc player, and I've tried two separate mini discs, and both of them, whilst the eject mechanism works, the display looks really good, both of them give me table of contents errors and say disk error. So they're not working. I know the discs are not at fault because I've used these discs to test other mini disc players and the discs are working fine. This has obviously a dirty laser or something, or a misaligned laser or something, and it won't read the mini disc and it will just spit it out or just say it's an error. So this is not being listed. This is going to be car booted, and obviously I'll disclose what I know about it to whoever wants to buy it. We've just had this arrive. This is the quarter scale figure of Daredevil that we had a return on. This is the box we sent it out in, so I'm just going to open it and see what the state of it is. Unfortunately, what's happened to this figure is because it's not super secure. As you can see, the weight of the figure over time has made the cable ties that hold it in place a bit looser. It's not super secure, so within the packaging it has just ripped the plastic bubble that holds the head sculpt and the cowl away from the backing. So the box itself is fine, but that is damaged. It's now 4 o'clock. I'm going to just shut the shop. I'm not going to let that get to me because I'm about to go on my date night, as it were, with the missus. So I'm looking forward to going out and just having a little snack or a meal, and just enjoy the evening. It's now 7:45 in the evening. Beck and I have just come home from our little evening out. It was a lot of fun. We don't do anything spectacular. We went to Mackie D's, just to give you an idea, and we just spent some time together around the shops, etc. And it's just a nice little relief. Just a nice little relief, a little bit of time for us to sit and talk, and just be a bit sociable. So now I'm going to sit down and edit this vlog, and thanks everybody for watching. See you guys in the next one.